Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
Outbreaks of COVID-19 cases are popping up across the country right now, with some cities and counties working to make it mandatory to wear masks in public. But it has some pushing back, claiming masks make it hard for them to breathe and cuts down their oxygen intake. But is that really the case? Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Bailey Hurley tested it out today and has the answer.
It's a real feeling and a complaint health officials say they hear often from their patients when it comes to wearing a mask.
When our body feels like we can't breathe, our brain tells us to breathe faster, and as a result, the perception is that you're not able to breathe.
That's an emotional reaction. We just haven't been able to see any evidence. In fact, we see it counter that they really have been effective. Are they perfect? No.
Both HeGuard and Guard emphasize the importance of continuing to wear your mask because although North Dakota and western Minnesota's cases are low right now, the country is still in a pandemic.
Masks are certainly not killing people. They're actually protecting all of us, especially our elderly population.
HeGuard and Guard both assure your mask isn't harming you, but I wanted to test it out for myself and had Erica Bronner take my pulse and oxygen levels both while I was wearing a mask and when I wasn't to see if one was better than the other.
Pulse is about 120-ish beats per minute, and your oxygen level is 97% to 98%, which is normal. Yes. And without the mask, your oxygen level is 98%. So pretty much the same as when you were wearing a mask.
While nothing really changed, my oxygen level was 1% better without the mask. But that's something Bronner says is normal to see. Guard suggests when you start to have mask anxiety or claustrophobia to take a minute to yourself to reset your breathing pattern.
Take mask breaks. Go outside, take a break, get those deep belly breaths of fresh air.
And also suggests wearing scented lip gloss or chewing gum to help distract from your breathing. In Fargo, Bailey Hurley, Valley News Live.
For helpful tips on how to make mask wearing more fun for your kids, you can head over to our VNL News app and click on this story. State health officials in North Dakota are confirming 29 new COVID-19 cases. This brings the active case count in the state to 253. 10 of the new cases are in Cass County and 3 more new cases are in Grand Forks County. 23 people are currently in the hospital with the virus. The death toll remains at 78. 3,090 North Dakotans are listed as recovered. In Minnesota, the state health department is reporting 498 cases with 5 more deaths linked to the virus. This brings the active case count in Minnesota to 3,361. Officials say the state's death toll now sits at 1,411. Of those deaths, 1,112 happened in a nursing home or long-term care facility. 335 people are in the hospital with the virus and 157 of them are in the ICU. 30,008 Minnesotans are listed as recovered from the coronavirus. All eyes are on the weekend and just how high the temps might go. Let's get some answers from First Alert meteorologist Nathan Hopper.
Yeah, Beth, happy Friday, and happy Friday to all of you out there. Thanks for joining us on this warm and beautiful Friday evening. Temperatures right now, we're seeing 70s, 80s, 86 right now in Jamestown. 86 also for our friends in Aberdeen. Right now in Fargo, though, we're seeing 83, 82 this hour in Grand Forks. Where we are seeing those 70s are in our Minnesota neighborhoods, so a little bit cooler off toward the east, and we can probably thank some morning clouds for that. Looking, of course, at the satellite and radar, nothing to be concerned about. Have those sunglasses handy, and even if we zoom all the way out, look at that. Hardly a cloud in the sky until we get down to Sioux Falls is where we're seeing the closest cloud cover. So if you do have those outdoor plans, things are looking mighty fine. Our Home of Economy Skycam in Devil's Lake shows only a few of those fluffy popcorn cumulus clouds there on the horizon. So you can see there in the foreground plenty of sunshine. So yes, have those sunglasses on hand for this evening. Temperatures in Fargo fall from the 80s through the 70s, expecting some of those 60s there by about the midnight hour. Winds do calm down a little bit after that sun sets, and in Grand Forks expecting also those 70s to eventually 60s this evening. Now, of course, Beth, this weekend is looking good, but we will break down exactly what we can expect with those temperatures and with the chance of some rain coming up in a couple minutes.
All right, thanks so much, Nathan. Well, as coronavirus cases continue to surge in Texas, the governor announced Friday that bars must stop in-person service and restaurants have to limit indoor occupancy to 50%. Florida is also suspending on-premises drinking at bars after the state smashed its previous record. It reported nearly 9,000 new cases today. California is also dealing with a major spike. Dania Backus reports from Los Angeles.
The ICU at Houston Methodist Hospital is hitting capacity. About a third of the patients there have COVID-19. Now some hospitals will start turning regular beds into critical care ones.
This trajectory remains for the next 10-15 days. No matter which hospital system will be stretched to the limit.
In Florida, cases are up more than 140% since the state began reopening in May. On Thursday, Miami became the latest city to require face masks in public.
Make sure and check the employees' temperatures every day.
Yes.
Miami Beach code enforcement officers are making sure businesses follow new guidelines. Miami-Dade County accounts for a quarter of all the state's infections. More than 10% tested in the county are positive. In Mississippi, which reported its highest number of cases and hospitalizations, state health officials are sounding the alarm.
I'm absolutely terrified that we're going to overwhelm the health care system, the hospitals and ICU, not in the fall, which is something that had worried me previously, but I'm worried about next week.
And in California, the governor says the surge in cases could force some counties to stop their reopening efforts.
You feel like you're going to die.
Richard Garay is from South Los Angeles. The virus spread to nearly 30 members of his extended family,
including children that are my kids are 5 and 2, my nephew's 2.
He's asking the public to follow safety protocols, including wearing masks, so what happened to his family doesn't happen to anyone else. Dania Backus, CBS News, Los Angeles.
California Governor Gavin Newsom declared a budget emergency, pulling nearly $8 billion from a reserve account to handle the costs of the pandemic. 2 men are now facing several charges after the SWAT team served warrants during a drug investigation. Officials say the Red River Valley SWAT team served a warrant at a residence in the 200 block of 24th Street South for an active narcotics investigation. Police say 32-year-old Michael Fede Kimba of Fargo was arrested for an open warrant through Clay County for second-degree assault, and 32-year-old Daniel Pappy Kay, also of Fargo, was arrested for false info to law enforcement and an open Fargo warrant for failure to appear. A significant number of unemployment insurance fraud has made its way to North Dakota. The Attorney General's office tells us they've had more than 100 victims of identity theft. What happens is a fraudster filed for unemployment using their name while they still remain employed. The agency believes the information came from data breaches and found on the dark web. There has been a surge in people filing for unemployment across the country as the coronavirus pandemic caused millions to lose jobs and apply for benefits. A man accused of making violent threats who led police on a chase while ramming 3 patrol cars has pleaded not guilty to 19 charges. A court affidavit says 80-year-old James Higginbottom went to his stepdaughter's home in HAZEN on April 4th, pointed a gun at adults and children in the house, threatened to kill them and himself, and wouldn't allow anyone to leave. A man in the home was able to get the gun from Higginbottom, who left and then led police on a chase. Authorities say he rammed 2 patrol cars when he left the house and another when police boxed him in to end the chase. A man is dead after his ATV overturned and pinned him underneath. McKenzie County Sheriff's Office says it happened last night when state troopers responded to a fatal ATV rollover crash on a farmstead just 5 miles south of Grassy Butte, North Dakota. Authorities say 78-year-old Roger Chin was spraying on his farmstead when the ATV struck a tree and overturned, pinning Chin underneath. Chin was pronounced dead at the scene. The crash remains under investigation. The Minneapolis City Council took one more step today toward dismantling the city's police department. The City Council unanimously approved a proposal to delete the words police department from the city charter in favor of a Department of Community Safety and Violence Prevention. The new department would focus on a holistic public health-oriented approach, but still allow for licensed peace officers. Today's vote suspended normal rules to change the city charter, but more hurdles need to be cleared to get the proposal on the November ballot, when residents can have the final say. Authorities say a new tip line is up and running in an effort to stop smuggling. Officials say that it includes drugs, humans, weapons, or money. The U.S. Customs and Border Protection Agency has created an email address and 1-800-TIP line for people to report possible smuggling activity. For more information on the tip line, just head to our VNL News app. Well, still ahead tonight, an update from Washington, where the coronavirus task force weighs in on the recent surge in cases.
And yes, it was a warm one today. The almanac for Fargo shows 84 degrees that high, 4 degrees above average for this time of year. The low, though, was about 64 degrees, which is about 6 degrees above average. Also in Grand Forks today, hit that 84-degree mark there. That's 5 degrees better than the average. Of course, we'll break down what we can expect for this weekend next.